A long time ago at a party, I had a dude come up and say, you know, there's not a bad Spider-Man movie. Nobody's made a bad Spider-Man movie. And I had to fucking agree with him. Reluctantly, but I had to agree.
Name something in your house that creaks.
This damn door!
And for a while there, for a major part of my life, I used to be able to say the same thing about Star Wars.
What are you talking about?
You were my brother, Anakin!
What's your operating number?
Boring conversation anyway.
And I know when the prequels came out, our parents and, you know, their generation, the people who grew up with the original Star Wars movies, I know they didn't like the prequels. And when the fucking Disney trilogy came out, everybody, you know, who liked it was basically saying, oh, well, when the prequels came out, nobody liked them. So, you know, you guys will like these years later. They'll age well.
Y'all niggas are gay.
You see, I know kids who've grown up with Rey in the Rey trilogy. But the reason these kids grew up with Rey in the Rey trilogy is because parents fucking like Star Wars. And they probably put them on to more Star Wars movies before the fucking Rey movies. I don't think any kids actually, truly, uncandid, just went to theaters and grew up on Disney Star Wars. I don't think it happened. If it did, I feel bad for those kids. But I don't think it happened. When I went to go see Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith when I was a kid, I had also seen the OT. So it, you know, it added to the appreciation of the new prequels, but also there was a certain spectacle about it. Darth Maul pulling out the two lightsabers, fucking Anakin Skywalker saying I hate you, hearing Duel of Fates at every Duel of Fates. These were the things.
These are the things in my Jeep. These are the things in my
I don't really relate to that song.
They didn't do a lot of nostalgia baiting in the early 2000s prequels. They didn't do a lot of it, but there was still some there. They kind of stood on their own thing.
I've been wondering, what are midichlorians?
Midichlorians are a microscopic life form that resides within all living cells.
The Disney trilogy was an answer to other movies in the Star Wars franchise, whereas the rest of the movies in the Star Wars franchise stood on their own as just independent movies. The Disney Star Wars movies are fun. You know, they look cool as fuck. It's probably the best Star Wars has ever looked, ever, in the history of Star Wars. I will give it that. But it's the writing. It's just, it's the undoing of the things that we learned to appreciate when we grew up with these movies. That's why people are mad. You can't just try to sell these movies to a new generation and shit on the previously invested generation. That's where your money is. That's why the Acolyte's getting canceled. That's why you're blaming YouTubers. It's because you're writing shit and you're feeding it to people who appreciate good writing and learn how to appreciate good writing. Fetch is never going to happen. These movies are never going to happen. They're never going to be liked. We're not even going to go back and hate watch them. Nobody's going to go back. You know what I'm saying? Like the fucking Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy. It's like, yes, it's dated. It's campy. But it's funny, you know, it's cool. Fucking, that's A New Hope to me. It's dated, for sure. Like, yeah, the Disney Star Wars definitely looks better. But, you know, there's this certain... You know, it's like, damn, they made this good Spider-Man movie at this time. Damn, they made this good Star Wars movie at this time. Anyway, they had the opportunity to make a fucking big impact in the Star Wars fan base. You know, big splash in the waters. They fucking, honestly, Force Awakens was not entirely a bad start. It just was a lack of commitment and too much nostalgia baiting. They didn't really want to commit to new characters in a new world with, you know, fully detached from the OT and the prequels. That's where they fucking found success with Rogue One, and they didn't find success with the new trilogy. Yeah, the ability to let things go is is something both us as fans need to learn and Disney as a, you know, franchise needs to learn. Like, people liked Inside Out. People liked every new Spider-Man movie that came out. Even as much as they hated the Andrew Garfield movies, people still liked it. People still go back and watch it. People were still fucking excited to see him in theaters when he popped out in fucking Spider-Man, Far From New Home something. I don't know. And when he's popped out in the Spider-Man movie, fucking, I get mad when I see Luke Skywalker pop out, but it's not Luke Skywalker. Like, look at how The Mandalorian presented Luke Skywalker versus how Luke Skywalker was presented in any of the fucking new trilogy. It's abysmal. It's like, if you're gonna nostalgia bait, give us what we remember, you know?
That's how Dad did it. That's how America does it. And it's worked out pretty well so far.